Hey guys, it's COREROSS, and today we have a mini-myth episode looking at a secret change in the next season of Rainbow Six Siege that wasn't present on yesterday's patch notes. So this is an indirect nerf to Hibana, who's actually getting quite a few buffs this season, but unfortunately, one of her tactics is being outright removed. And if you didn't know, you could put a set of her pellets at the top and bottom of a reinforced wall, and this would cause the entire reinforcement behind to crumble, resulting in the ability to make a far bigger hole in the wall than just using her pellets themselves. And this is what it looks like on the live server right now. As you can see, the reinforcement disappears, and this then means you can shoot your way through the soft wall, the wooden beams are gone, and then you've made a huge hole with just 2 shots of her gadget. However, if we jump over to the test server and do the very same thing, pellets top and bottom, and detonate them, you'll see the reinforcement actually does not crumble away. And we can even attempt to use the rest of our pellets and we're unable to get the same result. Now it might be that somehow you can spread the pellets out enough with using them all, but then of course the tactic doesn't really make sense once you get to that point. Now this slightly impacts Maverick because he could do 2 smaller cuts top and bottom in the same positions as Hibana's and it would work, but most people just use the simpler straight line strategy where you just go right across the entire reinforcement, and this still works. So Hibana has completely lost this tactic, whereas Maverick can still do the same as before. In fact, because he doesn't have to reload, it is way quicker and easier now. And of course, you've also got the added benefit of him being able to throw frag grenades in through the holes he cuts now. So yeah, Maverick is definitely the winner when it comes to all of this. Now, the developers did end up actually giving us a reason because in their designer notes that were posted later, they had a piece on reinforcements which said the current threshold for the amount of reinforcement needed to be cut down to cause it to crumble has been changed. You need to cut a full line in order to cause the reinforcement to detach from the wall. The goal of this change is to make it easier to understand on both sides what is going on with the reinforcement. This allows us to have more agency when balancing hard breachers and deciding how these reinforcements behave. So that kind of reads like they might be making more changes to reinforcements in the future, and this was kind of just cleaning up a loose thread. I'll also add that this kind of way of making reinforcements crumble was never an intentional game mechanic. It was not quite supposed to work that way, but it ended up being kind of a cool thing that they let it hang around, and Maverick of course can still do it. But I do wonder, will Maverick still be able to do this at some point in the future? Or is this as far as the changes are going to go with this? Either way, with the new season, Operation Tenfold Pursuit, Hibana is losing this entire tactic. It will be gone. It's not the biggest loss for her, and I think overall the buffs she is receiving are far better than losing this. However, it is a little bit of her tactical depth that is being lost with this. Whereas Maverick is walking away with nothing but significant buffs this season. Anyway guys, that's a quick change coming next season with Operation Tenfold. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below and I'll catch you next time.